everyone. So today I'm going to be making a cake because next Tuesday I have a bake-off at work. Now, what is a bake-off, I hear you ask? Well, it's essentially a competition where competitors, or in this case my colleagues and I, we are going to be making cakes at home and then taking the cakes into work for them to be judged and critiqued. And I think part of the reason why we are doing a bake-off at work, because I mean I've never done one before. Part of the reason why maybe is because we have a very cherished TV programme here in the UK called The Great British Bake Off, which everyone loves, and it's of a very similar format with competitors making cakes and being critiqued on them. So I think someone at work has been inspired by this programme because it was on TV recently, and someone at work has decided that we're going to have one at work, which I think is just lovely. The cake I'm going to be making today is a cake I've made before. It's a chocolate and banana loaf. I will leave the recipe in the description if people want to follow along at home or make it yourselves. So first things first, I've got all my ingredients ready. I've weighed out most of them. I've also washed my hands like the good chef I am. And first step is to switch the oven on. So I believe it's 180. Let's have a check. Ooh, it's 170. Madness. The first step is creaming together or beating together the butter and the sugars. So I've got my sugars here, nicely weighed out. I have a mix of brown sugar as well as caster sugar, and I've got my unsalted butter here, and I'm going to use this massive mixing bowl which I bought off Amazon and beat these together. Oh, it's not going to come off. Ooh. I am going to throw in my sugars. There we go. And I'm going to mix these together until it's a nice light brown consistency. Okay, I think this looks pretty decent. So I'm now going to crack my eggs and whisk them and then add it to the mixture that I've just made. Tastes good. Oh my god. Like a pro. And I am going to add this pretty slowly to my mixture now. Oh, okay. Ow, my arm hurts. Next step is adding the self-raising flour, and I am going to be a pro chef, and I'm going to sift it in with a sieve to incorporate some more air into this mixture. Although the recipe calls for self-raising flour, I don't have any of that in my kitchen. So instead I'm using plain flour with a bit of baking powder, and I am going to sift that in right now. I hope you can see. Right, I am now going to fold this in using this. I don't really know what it's called. A plastic spatula thing. Being very gentle with it, seeing as we just incorporated all this air. Okay, I think that looks pretty decent. So next up, I am going to cut up these bananas into little pieces. These bananas are pretty ripe because that's what the recipe calls for. So I'm going to do this right now. I live in London and consequently I don't have a very big kitchen, so it's quite cramped in here, but as a Londoner we make do and mend. So even though I've got a very small kitchen, I'm not going to complain about it too much. Right, the recipe calls for small pieces, but what does that really mean? I don't know. So I have 2 packets of chocolate chips here. 1 milk, 1 dark. Yup. And both from Sainsbury's, which is a supermarket here in the UK. And it's also the best supermarket here in the UK. And I'm only slightly biased because I used to work for Sainsbury's for over 2 years, so it holds a special place in my heart. Oh, I love chocolate chips, so much so that as a child growing up, my mum used to hide the chocolate chips because otherwise she knew that I would just eat them because they taste so good. Okay, it's time to add everything back into our mixture. And this recipe also calls for, it requires a drop of vanilla extract. So here goes nothing. It says 1 single drop, so I'm going to try my best not to just pour this entire thing in. Oh. Oh. Gosh. I'm going to carefully mix all this together. Now it is time to put it in the Loaf tin. Oh, doesn't this look so tasty? I'm really resisting the urge not to dip my fingers in this. Oh, yes. I'm going to bung this in the oven now and set my timer. I will take this out in an hour and hopefully it's all right. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. And hopefully I don't poison people at work. That would be good. The timer has just gone off, so I'm gonna get the cake out the oven and see what it looks like. Fingers crossed it's edible. Okay, here we go. Looks a bit brown on top, maybe slightly burnt, but I think it's fine.
So these are the beautiful cakes. I need to lay mine out. Some of these are just gorgeous.
I'm at work and I am going to dust the cake. Let's hope this goes well. Lorenzo's kindly filming. Right, I'm not much of a baker.
We have some professional filming skills going on here.
There we
That's
go.
it.
Ooh.
Done.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117,
regarding the Bake Off, there was about 8 people who brought in cakes, 8 of my colleagues, and it was really fun and different. And after we had the judging, we had a bake sale, essentially selling the cakes for charity, which was really nice as well. And I think my cake was pretty popular. I think it was the first cake, no, it was the second cake to be gone, as in the second cake in which there was none left. And I sat with some colleagues at lunch and they said they really enjoyed it. So I am very happy. I think I'm going to whack on my pyjamas. That's to say, I'm going to put on my pyjamas and go to bed because it's really late. I'm going to have the transcript of this video so you can, if you don't catch a word, you can read that. And remember, if you don't understand everything the first time round, then watch it several times. Watch this video several times, and each time you will understand more contents, and then use the transcript to fill in the blanks. I'm gonna go to bed, so see yous. Bye.